Everybody, this is Mike with Mean Mugging Games, and we're going to do a deck tech with the three-time Kryptik champion, Mr. Red. Or do you want to be called John? Or Jonathan?
I don't care. Don't make a difference.
Alright, so quick recap. This is three-time champion. You have, what, one TTS win and two in person?
Yes.
And then the in-person wins all came in, what is it, Texas, huh?
Yep.
Alright. And then second place in Charleston, South Carolina. Awesome. Well, with this third in-person tournament, I actually was able to squeak a top 8 win. Or not a win, but squeak into the top 8. So, using your list. So, thank you for that. Got my first top 8 in Kryptik. So, right now we're just looking at TTS, but this is the winning deck that you brought to Plano, Texas. So if you can, let's just go over the main board and thought process and why you chose, looks like blue-white aggro.
All right. I got one question for you first, Mike. What are you mugging?
I'm mugging an empty cup of coffee. That's what I'm mugging. It's Christmas Eve. How about you, bud? What are you mugging?
I got something straight from Tap Springs.
You can't beat that, right?
Refreshing, homemade.
Nice.
Yeah. So for this list, it's very similar to the one I ran in Charleston, except I changed a couple things around. I put Trivialize in the main board. Trivialize was actually such a difference maker. You could use it to be able to value trade unexpectedly. You can use it to negate a Moxie's text for a turn. You can use it to remove eager from something that's about to kill you. So the versatility is ridiculous. Plus, if you put it in Soul Row, you're just as happy because it adds both of your colors. Beyond that, I tried to make the list as streamlined as possible. In terms of blue-white aggro, there's not really much variety, in my opinion. There's not really many things that are even possible to change. So you have the standard 1-drops, Wayland, Cleo, Flanagan. I've seen some lists that run Kieran. But the issue with Kieran is he doesn't have eager, and there's no surprise factor, right? So Cleo and Flanagan, they have eager, and then Wayland has a surprise factor because they never know when you're going to use him or what you're going to use him for.
Right.
After that, we've got the standard 2s. We've got Sven, Theodore, Orpheus. I think Einar is a really good inclusion. And then we mainboard Davey. He's good in the mirror match. At really changing who has tempo. He can bounce Moxie on entry and on death. And then we've got Hormoz. Hormoz is a way to give non-2-drops sidestep. So it's a way to play around Moxie, right? So the Hormoz can give a Davey sidestep or something like that. Actually, I don't even think Hormoz can because he can do... Yeah, he can do any citizen. I couldn't remember if he could only do humans or not. Or he could give himself sidestep.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could target as himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did to clinch a victory.
That's just one way. And then Makosh. Makosh is good in the mirror if you're on the draw. So if you're in the mirror and on the play, you should probably be favored anyways. So you wouldn't really care about Makosh, but if you lose the die roll, it's good to have one copy in the main. Yeah, that's pretty much it. With this, you're just trying to go as fast as possible, as wide as possible, as fast as possible.
Gotcha. Foot on the gas. All right. What about control?
So, well, in terms of the main board, like, are you just asking how does it plays the same? Game 1, control aggro doesn't matter. You're pretty much playing the same. Now, if you're in the mirror and you're on the draw, you want to play for a lot more 1-for-1s. You want to attack less, block more, try and out card advantage your opponent, because the last thing you want to do is try and race them, and then you just hit a whole bunch of 1-drops in their 11-year row, and then out of nowhere they've populated a huge board and kill you.
Right.
So that's one thing to keep in mind. So if you're going second, you know you're going to be a little bit slower, so you can't really afford to gamble them high rolling in their 11-year row. So you just try and block out as much as you can. And because if you're running this list, you've got access to a Makosh in the main board, just try and stall it out, and maybe you'll be able to get some Makosh value.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else?
About the main board, or did you want me to talk about the sideboard?
No, about the main board.
No, that's it. It's pretty much all standard.
All right. Well, yeah, it's a. I think it's a really, really good list. I think it's gonna be a list, especially a main board list that people are gonna be playing a lot of, probably in the next few tournaments. But yeah, let's jump into the sideboard. What you got?
So in the sideboard, we've got Charlie's Ascendancy. This is really good in the mirror. It allows you to surprise value trade into an opponent's card, and it replaces itself. Of course, there's always the chance you can get capital punished or anything, so you'll want to make sure you're playing around cards when possible, but sometimes you just have to go for it, and that's a good one to have when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one of those cards where it does add blue-white soul, so you're always happy putting it in your soul row as well.
Gotcha.
After that, we've got Ferocious Ranks. Ferocious Ranks, you normally just want to put in against really heavy control decks as a way to get a really, really cheeky win with an INR. Like if they board wipe and then, play some blockers, and then you're able to Ferocious Ranks out an unblockable INR for the win. That's always cute. You could cheat out a Wayland, and then now the Wayland has Eager, so you can sacrifice the Wayland to bounce a Moxie if need be. Or you can Ferocious Ranks in Kushiel, sacrifice Kushiel, and random board wipe. So
yeah,
it adds a lot of shock factor, but it's never anything you just want to be doing turn 2. One of the worst things you can do in this deck is go turn 2, Ferocious Ranks, attack with some random card you have, and pass. You're generating no board advantage, and all you've done was give your opponent a good amount of card advantage, because that Ferocious Ranks is also costing you 1.
Right.
And you're also giving your opponent information, so they know if there's a specific card that you attack with that they don't want you getting, just to attack that card last, because now they know what it is.
Right.
After that, we've got Makosh. Again, these will just go in the mirror if you're on the draw. If you're on the play, you want to be a fast puppy, so don't worry about Makosh. Again, the reasoning is the same. You want to get as much trades in as possible, and then eventually, when you're drawing 2 cards a turn to their 1, you're just going to eventually be able to go so wide that you can overtake in 1 turn.
Gotcha.
Kushiel's an incredible card. So it gives you another good hit off of Ferocious Ranks if you side both of them in the same match. But it allows you to essentially put your opponent in a catch-22, right? If you have a board state with some sidesteppers or something that they can't really keep up with, they're going to have to commit more sidesteppers or remove your citizens.
Right.
And if they're doing that, well, after they've done that, and then they've got a whole bunch of citizens and all you have is Kushiel, now you get to board wipe, and you're not really wiping any of your own cards. But if they don't remove your stuff, you'll kill them. And then if they play more stuff, well, now you activate Kushiel, and they've just got no cards left.
And just wipe it out, yeah.
So it's incredibly strong. The main reason it's not in the main board, despite being very good in pretty much every matchup, is that I expect blue-white aggro to be one of the most well-represented decks. And if you are going second in the mirror, it is a monstrously bad draw. You do not want it. So if that's the case, I'd rather take my luck in the mirror without it in the main. Because if you go first, you're already favored anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I go second, well, I know that with my approach, with my specific main board, I was put in a favorable position, right? Because a lot of people weren't maining Trivialize, not main boarding one Makosh. So I just put myself where I keep trying to get as many value trades as possible, take the card advantage because your opponent's going to be attacking, and then just try and stabilize.
Right. I think it was a fantastic list to bring. You definitely do your homework before your tournaments start. You're very what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, you're very in tune of the game and in tune with what the meta is going to be. So you always, every time that I've seen you bring a deck, you've always thought about, hey, what the meta is going to be, and then how do I deal with this with the sideboard. So I think a lot of people really look at your decks and then probably they probably take your deck and then they probably tweak it here and there. But I strongly recommend anybody that's playing this game that's trying to find some guidance in decks, definitely look at Red's decks that he has from the past tournaments, because to me I think they're flawless. Almost you don't even have to change anything really. So yeah, kudos to you, man. 3-time champ.
So wait, Mike, I'm curious, how did your games go at the tournament? I feel like being able to share our results as well will also let people know kind of how overwhelming this deck was.
Yeah, so I went 3-1-1, and I had 3 wins. They were against black-white aggro. I didn't really play control at all, and then my only loss.
So all 3 of your wins were against black-white aggro?
Yes.
Oh wow, I didn't play any black-white aggro.
Yeah, all of my wins were against black-white aggro.
Well, I guess that's why I didn't play them. You kept beating them.
And then my only loss in the Swiss was, of course, to you on round 2. We got paired. And then, well, actually, so I take it back. It wasn't all black-white aggro because I played you, so we're blue-white.
Yeah.
And then the draw came against Forever Collector. We did the calculation. Either I was gonna slide into the 8 spot, or I was gonna bubble out. And I was able to slide into the 8 spot by drawing against the Forever Collector. So I was able to get my, thanks to you and the reps that we put in, I was able to get into the top 8. But yeah, I think this deck, I mean, it had it all, because you played. What about you in the top 8? I mean, you played what?
So before the top 8, I'll go over my Swiss results as well. My first round I played against the blue-white aggro. Second round, blue-white aggro. Third round, I'd say it was more like a black-white mid-range.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth round, blue-white aggro. I won all of those games 2-0. And then my 5th round, I played against a blue-green control, but we didn't really play. We just both took the draw in, guaranteed them a top 4 seed, guaranteed me first. Then in the top 8, I played against Mike.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. And then top 4, blue-white aggro again. Finals, I played against the same black-white mid-range that I played in the Swiss 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
I won every single game 2-0. Won every match 2-0 that I played. Of course, the tie I didn't play, so.
Right. No, it's.
But, yeah.
Yeah, the deck did work, man. It has answers for everything in my mind. I think it's a deck that it's not just going to be a one and done. I believe you're going to see this going throughout a lot of tournaments. I think aggro is going to be very, very heavily represented. So can you give us a little sneak peek? Are you your next tournament? Where are you going? Do you even know yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think I was going to the one in Dallas either, and there I was.
Spoiler alert, I think it is up to you, buddy. I definitely want to go to the Illinois one. Some of the Illinois guys, I think it's Serious Games in Illinois, but I definitely want to go to that one.
No, I'm pretty sure the guy who got second in Dallas was from Illinois.
Yeah. So I think we should go to that one. That one's, I think, on February 4th. So kind of like our birthday weekend.
I cannot do that. I'm actually gonna be in Gatlinburg going. So our birthday weekend, the weekend after, my friend's taking me to Gatlinburg. We're gonna go snowboarding,
Nice.
or skiing, whatever we end up doing. So unfortunately, I definitely can't make that one.
Well, then I'm gonna have to support Mean Muggin and Games and represent for the both of us at the Illinois
right.
one, February 4th, and then the next one is gonna be March 4th at West Virginia. Those are the two that I know I'm personally going to. I would love it if you would accompany me to the West Virginia one. I think it's like a 12-hour drive, so I think it's doable. So that's on March 4th. You down?
It depends if I can get off work. I'll let you know if my employer thinks I'm down. It might have to be one of those ones where like I fly out Friday night or something instead of, because yeah, I mean, if I can't get off, I can't get off.
No, I got you. Yeah, we'll definitely we'll look at the schedules, man. We'll figure out something. What are
I'd like to point out though, this list, I don't think it will be overly impacted by the changes, where you can have a 15 card sideboard now.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So there's no impact on the main board. Currently.
So
now maybe
really quick. I mean, I don't think people don't know. So there was a change into deck sizes and sideboard swaps. Used to be minimum 40 cards, maximum 100 cards deck size, and 11 sideboard cards. Now it has been changed to 40 minimum, 60 maximum, and a sideboard of 15. Is that correct?
Yep.
Go.
So on paper, that shouldn't change the main board, right? Because your main board's 40, so you can keep shipping the same thing. You can add more cards to the sideboard, but at the end of the day, we've only got one set right now. I don't know if there's anything I would even, like, I'd say put 4 more cards in the sideboard because there's no reason not to. But at the end of the day, I'm having a hard time thinking of anything that would even, like, you know, be overly relevant.
Right.
Like, what would I add that I'm not already playing? That's the thing I'm having an issue with. Like, because if I think I've got the dialed in 51, like, what else do I need?
Right. I mean, what exactly?
Now maybe in future sets, when there's more cards at the disposal, it might be relevant. But as of yet, I don't think that change impacts this list much at all.
Right. Yeah. No. I'm probably gonna be playing this one in Illinois. I might bring something else, but I feel really comfortable with this deck, and I think the more that I play with it, the better pilot I will become. So, yeah, no, I'll try to most likely either I'll be representing this deck or maybe a different deck we brew later on, but we'll have to see. Awesome. Anything else, buddy?
No, that's all on my end.
So yeah, prize support has always been good to the tournaments that we've been going to. Better watch out. Red might be getting something for Christmas, maybe, possibly. We don't know yet.
Oh,
what? But no, I look forward to future events. Look forward to playing against Red, and trying to beat him. And yeah, no.
Well, it won't be happening at Illinois.
yeah, you won't be there. But dude, I appreciate your time. Thank you for going over the deck tech of your deck, and you know, that's always a pleasure. So I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And we are at a quick recap: 180 subscribers. If you're watching this video, I did a shorts clip where if we could get to 200 subscribers, I will be giving out a playmat. It's either a Rosa or a Pasha playmat with zones or no zones. It's up to the winner of what they want, but that will only happen if we hit 200 subs before the end of the year. And if you want to enter that drawing, All you have to say in the comment section is "I want a playmat."
It's actually not a drawing. This is we colluded. I will win. So I'll go ahead and take a Pasha with stones, please.
Yeah. All right. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. This is Mike with Mean Mugging Games and John with Red TCG. And catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.